Kenny B here, Pro HiveWorks demo and training videos. Follow us on Facebook or visit easybsoftware.com. Customer File Maintenance Part 2. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to add a new customer. We're also going to cover adding a new zip code in city and state as well. So I'm going to go into the Customer File Maintenance Single option. And I've got to get into my section where I can actually add. So I'm just going to select a customer to get to this point so that I can then click my add button at the bottom of the screen. So now it automatically generated an account number 000138 for me. So I'm going to enter the customer's name here. And I'm just going to use my name and address, okay? So I'm at 642 Cross Street. There's no second address line. Now it jumped to my zip code. Now I could, most likely I've got a zip code that would fit me, so it's already been set up. So it pulled it right in. So in this case, what I'm going to do is show you how to add a new zip code. And I'm just going to make up a number here. Now, it's giving me the list because it couldn't find that zip code in the zip code file. So what I'm going to do is just at the bottom click add. It's going to keep that same zip code that I actually entered. So I'm just going to press enter. And just make up something. We'll just put it in Alabama. Now I could do a local city here. This is for shipping if I needed to. For example, this could be a major city, Birmingham, but the local city could be, Hueytown. Okay. I could put a territory code here, which would default anytime I use this zip, or a tax code as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and just do that. And then we'll go ahead and put a tax code as well. Okay. Then I could put a county if I needed that. I'm just going to click apply. Now I just added a new zip code to my zip code file, plus it pulled this guy in here. Okay, so I'm going to continue to move on and go to my class. Now this class could really be anything that you would want it to be. It's just user defined. I'm going to put a $500 credit limit on it. And then I'm selecting a terms. We'll just put it on 30-day terms. I'm going to set it up with a 10-day aging hold. And I'm going to leave sales tax on. I'm going to want to print a statement. Get up here. And just move through that. Enter any notes if I needed to. Now, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn that auto on. So for right now, I've pretty much entered everything here that I need to. So I'm going to click apply. And then I'm going right back into edit mode because I want to finish this thing up. I want to go to profile. And maybe I want to put... an email address, okay, and then set this information up here for email options. And I wouldn't be able to turn these things on if I didn't have an email address in there. Okay, so I'm just kind of going through and setting this up, okay. Then I'm going to go back to billing. Okay. So what I want to do at this point, I want to go into the ship to, because I want to add a ship to address. Now let's go back and do something here. I'm going to take that out. Maybe this is a P.O. box instead of a street address, okay, for billing purposes. All right. So now I'm going to go to the ship to, and I'm going to add a ship to address. Now it defaulted me in from the billing, assuming that it would probably be the same thing, because I have to do this regardless if it is the same thing or not. I still have to have at least one ship to address in order to create a work order. But what I'm going to do here is change that and put my street address. Okay. And then I'm going to bump through, and what it's wanting me to do for sure is wanting me to at least put at least one route in. Well, I don't necessarily have to have a route. But if you were doing your own deliveries and so forth, maybe you had your own trucks and your vans, then you would want to set up, what route that this customer would be on. Okay, maybe two of them. That's the Monday. We'll put it on. We'll put it on the Wednesday. Well, there's a Wednesday. Okay. Well, not really. I want it on the same truck. That's a Monday, Tuesday. Okay. There we go. We want that one. So that's the two we'll put it on. It defaulted to the main warehouse because that's the warehouse I was in. I'll leave all that the same. Well, let's go ahead and make it kind of consistent there. Okay, and again, this part of the program, or this section, is really for sales call purposes. So I could set this up and indicate that I want to do a sales call on this customer every 12 weeks. Okay? And I more or less just set up what they are. And again, this stuff can be customized. Notes. Maybe there's a special note that I want to, pop in every time I do a work order on this customer. Vendors, I'm going to leave that alone. Now, does he need an email address? Well, maybe he does, or maybe he don't. It just depends. If you have multiple ship to accounts, it would probably be a good idea to have an email address for each one of those ship to accounts. So we'll go ahead and just put the same thing. Okay. All right. And we'll put them on maybe the emailing list. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click apply. Go back to billing, apply, and then be sure to do a save all, because at this point, I haven't saved anything back to the live databases yet. I'm in a session, so that's all I've really done at this point. If I tried to quit, it should prompt that I've made changes and I've not updated. So I'm going to answer no, because I do want to save this guy. So we're going to save back to the database. Now notice that it refreshed, Eagle Arts, because that's who I pulled up in the first place. But now I've got this guy, the one I just added. Okay. If I wanted to index him on his last name rather than his first name, then obviously I would want to maybe enter that in backwards. Okay. All right. But that's entirely up to you. Okay. So I'm just going to cancel out of that and reselect. All right. That concludes this video. Thanks for watching.